Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I am going to discuss the second part of the whooping cough or pertussis. And the previous lecture I have discussed about the major property and the virulence specter of Bordetella pertussis. Today in this lecture I am going to discuss the pathogenesis of the pertussis or whooping cough. And the pathogenesis, the first step is transmission. The question arises that how the bacteria transmitted from one person to another person. Simple answer is that this bacteria is transmitted through air droplets. When a person is coughing, infected person is coughing, or infected person is sneezing, the bacteria suspended in the air form aerosol, and this in the form of aerosol, this bacteria transmitted from one person to another person. Now you know that actually according to the data, the research, the baby required the infection 50% infection from their parents, and 25 to 35% infection is required from other household members. But fortunately, this bacteria is very fragile. It can't survive outside in the environment. So the rate of it is very contagious, but it is very fragile. So this bacteria cannot survive outside the host. Now in the pathogenesis, I am talking about the attachment. The first stage in pathogenesis is attachment. So the question arises that how the bacteria attach to the body. Especially this bacteria, it is respiratory. It causes infection in the respiratory tract, especially in this trachea. Now what happened in attachment? This bacteria is having a specialized structure. This structure are called hemagglutinin fimbriae. Hemagglutinin fimbriae, first of all, with the help of this fimbriae, the bacteria come and enter the trachea, and in the trachea it attach to the cilia. First it infect the cilia and then destroy the cilia. Now if I take this picture and draw here, this is the trachea ciliated cell. The bacteria first come, they attach to the ciliated cell through hemagglutinin fimbriae, and what happen when they attach to the human bacteria, attach to the human ciliated cell? The next step is the multiplication. When the bacteria come and they attach to this cilia, next step is multiplication. If we talk about the genome of the bacteria, if we talk about the genome of the bacteria, this is bacteria, and Bordetella pertussis bacteria has a single circular chromosome, and this chromosome operon is present, and this operon control the cluster of gene. One gene is called BVG-A gene, and the other gene is called BVG-S gene. Now this BVG-A gene actually it codes the virulence genes, the virulence factor, and the BVG-S gene it codes the environmental, it sends the environmental signaling. So after multiplication, these genes are activated. When these genes are activated, they produce virulence factor. The first virulence factor is a toxin. This toxin is called tracheal cytokines. What tracheal cytokine do? This tracheal cytokine, it damages the ciliated cells. How it damages the ciliated cell? By inhibiting the DNA synthesis. When it damages the ciliated cell, tracheal cytokine damage the ciliated cell. They damage the ciliated cell by inhibiting the DNA synthesis. What will happen? The ciliary movement not occur. When the ciliary movement not occur, so when the ciliary movements not occur, the mucus and other substances accumulate in the trachea. The another toxin, exotoxin, this is pertussis toxin. Actually what this pertussis toxin do? It increase the mucus production. How it increase the mucus production? Actually it transfer ADP ribose from NAD. what it will do, it actually activate the G protein. When the G protein is activated, what happen? In activation of this G protein, they will adenylates. They in the inactivation they will increase adenylate cyclase, which adenylate cyclase increase cyclic AMP. When this increase cyclic AMP, what it will do? It will increase the fluid and mucus, and it will cause edema. Edema is the accumulation of fluid in the area. As a result, what will happen during breathing? A whooping sound is produced. Now, due to the production of pertussis toxin, the pertussis toxin also it will inhibit the signal transduction pathway. When the signal transduction pathway is activated, inhibited, what will happen? There will be marked lymphocytosis. Lymphocytosis mean the increase in the white blood cell. The white blood cell may reach to 16,000 to 30,000 per ml. Now, after this pertussis toxin, it also produce the important toxin, that is adenylate toxin. Adenylate toxin actually it also help in the production of mucus, and also inhibit leukocyte movement. When leukocyte movement are not occur, what will happen? Bacteria will survive. Another important toxin, that is dermonecrotic toxin. This dermonecrotic toxin cause localized contraction of the muscle. There will be a localized contraction. This muscle will be contracted, and the trachea, the trachea contracted. What will happen? It will in the blood that are coming to the respiratory tract, they are contracted. What will happen? They will destroy the tissue, and the blood vessel and hemorrhages sometime occurred. Now, if we talk about the clinical finding, that what are the clinical finding or the sign and symptom of the disease? This overall process it take about 2 weeks. So the incubation period of the this infection is about 2 weeks. Now, if we talk about the diseases or the sign and symptom, the disease develop in 3 stages. The first stage is called catarrhal stage. Catarrhal is a Latin word, a Greek word which means flow down. And the first stage here is mild coughing, sneezing. In this stage, large number of bacteria they are produced, they are multiplied. The person's sign symptom are mild, but the droplet contain huge amount of bacteria. So it is in this stage the disease transmit very rapidly. The second stage is paroxysmal stage. Paroxysmal mean irritating. And this stage, what happen in this stage? The ciliary action is compressed. When the ciliary action is compressed, mucus accumulated. After the accumulation of mucus, person desperately want to cough off, gasping for air. It means that the person want to quick breathe. What would happen during this quick breath? The whooping sound is produced. So due to the production of whooping sound, this disease is also known as whooping cough disease. Yeah, whooping cough. In this stage, paroxysmal stage, a person can cough 40 to 50 times each day. This is also created severe coughing, vomiting, blood vessel of the eye bursts due to the severe coughing. If we talk about the WBC, the WBC reached to 16,000 to 30,000. This continued from 3 to 4 weeks. After that is the convalescence. Convalescence is also called recovery stage. So the recovery of this disease is very slow. Therefore, it take about 10 weeks. Therefore, the disease is also named as 100-day cough. In this lecture, I discuss about the pathogenesis and the clinical finding of the Bordetella pertussis disease. You know that in children this disease is very severe. Why this disease is very severe? Because in children the air sacs in the respiratory tract are not well developed. So what happen that in the children or the baby or small infants, they produce severe severe syndrome. For example, sometimes the rib cage burst, the eye infection, and even in the last stage is go to the in the last stage is go to the brain.